Well, greetings, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. We are doing another Trippy Food live stream, and this one is thematic, I would say. So we are doing, this is the Trippy Food canned goods live stream. And the reason, if you haven't figured that one out based on the thumbnail, the reason we're calling it that is because we're going to try a bunch of different canned goods. So most of these I got at I want to say I got most of these at Walmart, and then I got some of them in a couple of other places. One I got at Ralph's, which is our local Kroger store, and then, like for instance, this one here, I got at Vallarta, which is Vallarta Supermarkets, which is a Latin American grocery. I got this when Julie was down here because of the name. We'll see that in a little bit. So I just got a bunch of cans here, and so what I thought is, we're a little bit different than a lot of other channels. It's like, we're not just going to open up cans and taste it and see what it tastes like. Although, we can do that too. But what is the point of opening up like this size can and then just tasting it and then throwing the rest of the can away? So here's what I thought we would do. We're going to do this a little bit differently. Typically, what we would do is we try these one at a time. And then at the end of it, I would just kind of like mash everything together and do something like that. So I'm going to do it a little bit differently today. And this isn't a regular thing. It's not a new thing that we're going to do on the channel and everything. It's just this week, it just happens to lend itself to that approach. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do these one at a time. I'm all set up on the stove back there so I can heat stuff up. Most of this is already cooked. I don't think anything needs cook. It's maybe the escargot needs cooking, but everything else doesn't really need cooking. It just kind of needs heating up. Most of it's already cooked. So we're going to do that back there. And then I'm going to assemble it on a plate. And so for the second part, or the last part, I don't know about the second part, but for the last part, what we're going to do is we're going to walk over to the table, which is just on the other side of this camera. We'll walk over to the table, we're going to sit there, we're going to eat a meal. Because so basically this is a meal. We don't have dessert, but that's okay. And then we do have an alcoholic beverage and a non-alcoholic beverage. So we're all set. And as usual, we're going to start with our alcoholic beverage. Let's see, we got about 9 people in the room, according to that little thingy there. We can wait a few more. I think I missed some stuff, so I was busy talking. Let's see, Adam Hebb is in the room. Tom was an early bird. He's in the room. Eli is in the room. Well, let's see. Val's in the kitchen. Val is in the kitchen. This is Val's kitchen. Well, Val and Claudia's kitchen. So Vallarta has some good prepared food. Eli, the food court, I guess is what you would call that little area there where they prepare the food and you can take it home. Some of that is amazing. Like the birria that they make there is like world class. It is just really, 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 did I not say really, really good? Vallarta is, sometimes I just like, they have tables right there. Sometimes I just go in there, order a couple of things, sit down at the table and enjoy a really, really good lunch. So yeah, you're spot on, Eli, about Vallarta. Let's see, who else did I miss? Miguel Rangel is in the room. Welcome. And Donna Lauderdale is back. Well, we haven't seen you in a while, Donna, but welcome back. Nice to see you here. Janet, looks like Janice Yamanaka is here. Well, why wouldn't she be? She's been on every single live stream we've done so far. We've got to find out some way we can make an award for her. And the next time we see her, we'll give her this award of being on or participating in every single live stream that we've done. So there we go. Let's see. Adam Hebb, did I mention you? I hope so. I feel like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but Romper Room. So our whatever you call her was Miss Jean. I think different cities where it was syndicated, they had a different person, but ours was Miss Jean. And she would look in the magic mirror. And the magic mirror was basically like one of ththose mirrors that you use at the barbershop. So you can see what the back of your head looks like, since nobody really knows. And had the glass out of it. So she, you could see her face. And she goes, I see Timmy and Bobby, and there's Sandy, who's having a birthday today. And so basically, she was just basically looking through the mirror at cue cards and everything. But when you're a kid, you don't pick that up. You're like, oh, wow, she really knows. She knows it's my birthday. So that's kind of what I feel, what I was feeling like right there. But there we go. Val the goat. Yes, the goat. Not the greatest of all time, just the goat. That's me. And hey, Christian Rodriguez. So I'm quoting you, Christian, and I neglected to welcome you to the room. So welcome, Christian. Good to see you. It looks like the room's filling up. We're starting to get people. Justin Reeves has entered the room. Welcome, Justin. Let's see, who else? El Marihuano 209. Bienvenidos, El Marihuano. I don't know what we call you for short. 209, that's not really short. 209, maybe? I don't know. We'll just we'll figure it out as we go. Oh, it's fun facts time with Adam. We are going to have trivia today, by the way. We have a couple leftovers from last week when we were doing the sandwiches. This one is kind of like a grab bag. The only thing that's going to be detrimental to this one, at least until we sit down and enjoy our meal, is that Doodle can't just pop up and say hi. So he's down here right now on my leg, not that way, not in that way, but just here. Let's do this. Come here, Doodle. Here he is, Doodle, the Prince of Dogness. So we'll see more of him later. He's just looking down at all this food and he's going like, is that for me? It's like, no, it's not. Oh, but you know what? I take that back. I do have something for him. So while you guys are here, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to take a few minutes or a few seconds to give him some food because he's a good boy. Got all his food early this morning, so. And then there we go. This is for you, Doodle, because you're a good boy. There you go. I'm a good boy too. Ah! And the other benefit of being in the kitchen is I can put this in the refrigerator. While I'm here, I'm going to get out my adult beverage. Okay, let's see. What am I missing? Oh, 3 fun facts time. Pineapples are actually berries. Oh, that makes sense. 350 slices of pizza are consumed every second in the United States. Bam, talk about a competitive eater. The first ever record of the word pineapple dates back to 1398. Interesting. Because I think pineapples, if I'm not mistaken, come from Southeast Asia. If I'm not mistaken. Sometimes I am. I admit it when I am. Any residual Hacaro smell left? No, most of it's gone. But this kitchen has this weird thing of because I cooked some stuff the other day and then I went out and then I came back and I could still smell it. So for some reason, this kitchen absorbs smells and hangs onto them for a long time. There's a window right here that's open. I closed it now. And the reason I close these windows is because it sounds like somebody has a lumber mill outside. Hear a chainsaw or a buzzsaw or something going on outside. And I thought it would be annoying, so I took it off. So, there we go. Let's see. Doodle. Yes, Doodle is not. Doodle will join us again in a little bit. I have to pick him up today just because I'm standing here in the kitchen. So it's not like he can jump up on my lap or anything else like that while we're doing this. But like I said, towards the end of this, when we actually sit down to eat our meal, we'll have him sit down with us because I have the bench at the table, which again is just on the other side of the camera. So we'll do that. Let's see. I'm excited. Our Bluetooth speaker just came in. Woohoo! Yay for Bluetooth. I remember when I first heard the term Bluetooth, when it first came out, I'm like, Bluetooth? Is that a pirate? I didn't know what that was. So again, our theme today is canned goods. And we have, let's see, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically, we have 6. We actually have 7, but the other one is a sauce. So yeah, I'm kind of gonna not count that. We'll do those at the same time. We have an adult beverage and we have a soft drink. So and the other benefit is the refrigerator is right there, so I can keep them cold. But we will start with our soft drink, our adult beverage. Let's see, it is 1:09. Maybe let's wait a few more minutes. We have 9 people in the room. I think we can do better than that, but let's see, and we'll see how it goes. Doodle, what do you? Oh, he's up on the bench. Yeah, you can stay there, Doodle. You can stay there. We'll be with you in a few minutes. All right. So how is everybody here today? We are in Southern California in the LA area, and it is, I think it's supposed to hit about 70 today. No rain in the forecast. I see some clouds that look like it might have some rain, but no rain in the forecast. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be in the 60s with 50% chance of rain, and then in the 60s all week. So the 60s, nice and brisk. It's December. It should be. We just got finished. We went through Halloween, Day of the Dead, Thanksgiving. Now we're heading into the Christmas, Hanukkah, and whatever else season. So, we'll be doing more stuff like that. As long as I have this set up, not during the show, of course, not during the live stream, but afterwards, we're going to take this guy here, which is, I'm sure you guys, well, some of you guys have pumpkins that have been sitting around since October that you used as decorations. If you didn't carve them, they're fine. Typically, if you don't break the skin of a pumpkin, they're good for months. I mean, months. So we have this one that was like pre-Halloween, and we're going to make a nice dish from that. But that will be an episode. What is the word? The word is existential. Now, let me know if I used that one before because it sounds familiar. But since it just comes off the top of my head, it just sounded like it was there. Do you ever make cannabis-infused food since it's legal over there? Christian, it is, while it's legal in certain states, it is not legal yet on YouTube. So YouTube will take something like that down. So unfortunately, you can't really do it. I mean, he could make it and eat it. He just couldn't make a video out of it. So Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the case. Let's see. Hello, guy. 50 degrees here with rain. Yeah, it's December. 50 degrees and rain. It's winter. Bluetooth is a name after King of Denmark, King Harald Bluetooth. That's interesting. I wonder if he had Wi-Fi too. Were his teeth actually blue? Yes, that was my fifth word. You're keeping track of these, Joshua? That's pretty funny. All right, let's see. All right, today's word is botanical. Botanical is today's word. So botanical. I'm just using the common language. Botanical is today's word, Joshua. I apologize for that, but I'm glad you're keeping track. It keeps me honest. He ruled about 1,100 years ago. Well, he didn't have wireless then. I've seen lots of marijuana use and talk on YouTube, but I don't really care much if they do or don't. Yeah, unfortunately, Tom and others, you still can't do that on YouTube. So, if you do it outside of YouTube, fine, but you still can't do that on YouTube. So there we go. We're at 1:12 p.m. Pacific time. We have 13 people in the room. That sounds like a good number. Let's get started. So we're going to start with our adult beverage, and we're going to sip on that while we go. Let's see. I have my glass here. I got everything here. Everything's nice. For some reason, it would be really nice. We have the sink over here, the stove's back here. There's power for a microwave oven here. I guess it's kind of a weird layout. I would have thought the microwave oven would go over here, but there's no power there. But it is what it is. Whatever. What's the adult beverage? Well, I'm glad you asked. This is the adult beverage, and let's talk about this in a second. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. I am not prepared. Second. Well, I'm not totally prepared. I'm mostly prepared. Let's put it that way. I only have one monitor here. So everything that usually I have like two monitors, one next to each other. It makes things a lot easier, but I only have one monitor here. So let me, bear with me 1 second. Let me get my live stream info. Bring that up. Canned Goods live stream. There we go. All right, cool. All right, good enough. And I can still see me. We're rocking. Let's see. You can't Bluetooth. It is a good question, Tom. It's a very curious question. All right, so we're going to talk about this in a second, but we do have trivia questions today. So, our card, and the question is, what reusable sandwich was created in order to evade the excise law of 1896 in New York State? Again, the question, what reusable sandwich was created in order to evade the excise law of 1896 in New York State? So we're going to put that on the sandwich board over here and get started. So here's our dough. Unfortunately, I don't have the board here, so I'm going to kind of have to show you and then kind of, keep doing that. So, it's just, I would have to have something like this tall. You can't see where that is, but it's like that tall, and the counter and everything. And so this is up. The counter has a wall on top of it. it's just really inconvenient. It's not like I can even just put a camera on the end of it and be done with it. So we're just gonna have to work around that today. So here is our adult beverage, and this is Kentucky Vanilla Barrel Cream Ale. This is from Lexington Brewing Company. Lexington Brewing Company was founded in Lexington, Kentucky by Pierce Lyons and his son Mark in 1999. Actually, they found an old brewery, which a very, very old brewery, which was over 100 some odd years old, and it was abandoned, and they took control of the brewery and they restarted it back in 1999. Now, we've done other beverages by them that have been really, really good. This one just sounds really good. It's a vanilla barrel cream ale. So they make a cream ale, they do it in vanilla, or barrels with vanilla in it. Just sounded really, really good. So this is, let's see, it's aged in bourbon barrels. They just add vanilla in it. I guess they call it whatever they want. Let's see, what is the ABV on this? The ABV is 5.5. That's a little bit higher than normal. Normally it's around a 5, but we'll see. Val will just have to sip slowly. Let's see, did I miss anything here? Just want to make sure. Oh, people are guessing. That's good. All right. So we have Richard Simmons, because I want to save the bottle cap. There we go. It smells really nice. Really strong smell of vanilla. It smells sweet. See, now if this one had this big foaming head on it, and I wanted to drink it, but I didn't want to have to go through the big foaming head, I have straws in the drawer down below. There we go. We got our Trippy Food beer tornado happening there. I think we can see that better than when we're doing it in the office. Really, really nice smell. All right, let's try this. The smell doesn't match the taste. So I don't know if it's because it's 5.5, but it has more of an alcohol taste to it. It has that kind of alcohol burn to it. I don't know if I like that. I kind of get the bourbon barrel thing. I get the hint of vanilla, but again, it's a stronger smell than it is taste. I don't know. To me, I'm like I love their beers, I really do. But this one, it's that alcohol burn in there that I'm just not crazy about. So I'm gonna have to give that. I'm gonna give that a thumbs in the middle. I just wish it didn't have that that taste of alcohol and more of the beer taste and more of the vanilla taste and more of the bourbon barrel taste. So yeah, that's a thumbs in the middle. It's not bad, just not great. So there we go. Yeah, I don't know, a little disappointed, but that's okay. Again, I've had other beers by them. They've been really, really good. This one, just, I don't know, it's a little bit disappointing. So there we go. So our question was, what reusable sandwich was created in order to evade the excise tax of 1896 in New York State? And I sound like Joe Pesci. Are we to believe that the laws of physics cease to exist on top of your stove? Let's see. What were the guesses? The guesses were not many. Janice Yamanaka said rain sandwich. Adam Hebb said the death sandwich. Miguel Rangel said the cheese sandwich. And Tom said kumquat sandwich. Of course, kumquat sandwich is the correct answer. It's the most correct answer. But rain sandwich is also a correct answer. So basically, that excise law of 1896 in New York was named after the person who, I guess, what would you say, like enacted that law? And his last name was Rains. So they call it the Rains Law. And so in order for a bar to get around serving alcohol, they had to be able to serve food without alcohol. And a lot of places weren't set up to serve the food. So what they did is they would make a reusable sandwich. It started out, I think they would put a brick between two slices of bread. So somebody would order that sandwich so they could order alcohol with it. And then it would come to the table. And then, obviously they're not going to eat that. And then they just take it back in the back room and The next person who wants to drink on a Sunday, I think it was drinking on a Sunday or something like that. The next person who wanted to do that ordered themselves a range sandwich and a beer. And then that sandwich was reusable. I think later on it became a slab of rubber, but and it probably was other things as well. But that's what a range sandwich is. So Janice, you are correct. Tom is more correct, of course, but you are also correct. The dead sandwich is a real sandwich. It's meatball and ham sandwich. Why do you call it a dead sandwich, Adam? Did they get it at Subway? It's just like a meatball and ham sandwich is like, that was meatball and tuna sandwich that Tom and I did. I would call that a death sandwich because, you know, if somebody says, would you rather have the sandwich or death? I'm like, death sounds pretty good right now. That's my guess, Tom. I don't know what you would think. All right. So anyways, we have that alcoholic beverage, and I'm going to maybe sip it a little bit, but not go crazy with it. It's a really nice smell, though. It's kind of weird. All right. So let's start with our first one. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what a good. You know what? Let's do this first. We're going to do this first, but first, a question. The question is, what sandwich? Because you know they're leftover questions from last week, and it's a sandwich question. What sandwich became popular after the Blue Bayou restaurant in Disneyland began serving it in the 1960s? Again, what sandwich became popular after the Blue Bayou restaurant in Disneyland began serving it in the 1960s? So any of you Disney fanatics should know this, like Janice should know this one. Let's put that over there, and let's talk about this. So the company is Peanut Patch, and these are hot and spicy boiled peanuts. Now, for those who don't know about boiled peanuts, if you are traveling, let's say down I-95 on the East Coast, anywhere from Virginia to Florida, anywhere, and you stop at a convenience store, gas station, travel island, or whatever you want to call those things. You stop at any one of those, anywhere from Virginia all the way down to Florida, you're going to find boiled peanuts. And typically, they're boiled in the shells, which makes the shell soft. So you can eat the whole thing. You can eat it like shell and all. Or you can do the work and kind of work out the peanut from the shell. But it's something, again, throughout the South, all the way from Virginia all the way down to Florida. I said, if you're on I-95, actually probably on any highway, but if you're on I-95, big highway, pull off, find a convenience store and everything, you're going to find boiled peanuts. So they have it like in a crock pot, and they'll have a lot of liquid in it, what they boiled it. So they have different ones. There's some of them are just plain, some of them boiled in are spicy and everything, like these. Basically, they just scoop them up into a styrofoam cup and you just sit. I'm trying to think, we did an episode, Julie and I, we did an episode where we were in Virginia and we stopped at a peanut farm. And I think we got boiled peanuts at that peanut farm. I'd have to go back and double check that. So let's see. Okay, people are guessing. That's all right. Now, I don't know if you guys notice this or not, but I'm seeing more and more cans like this with a little pop top on it. I mean, go back a few years and you didn't see that a whole lot. You're seeing that a lot more like you don't need a can opener. I would just always keep a can opener handy just in case. Where is our can opener? Because we're going to need it for a couple of things. It's back there. That's fine. But we're seeing more and more of these. So basically, this you can eat them right out of the can. But typically, if you're going to go to like a convenience store or something and get these, they're going to be heated up. So we're going to do the same thing. We'll probably try one, and then we will heat these up and try them. So, and we can talk about what's going. It smells like dirt. I don't know. I can't. Can you see that? Can you guys see that? Let's see if I can do that without pouring juice all over the keyboard. So let's grab one of these, and I'm going to try to take it out of the shell. And again, the shell is soft, not really, really soft. I'm going to break that open, and there's our peanut. Let's see if we can get a close-up of that. No, not my big head's in the way. There we go. See that? And basically just one of those deals, salty, This is spicy hot. It's not. I mean, it's spicy, and there's a nice blend of spices there. I'm trying to explain the texture, or trying to describe the texture, because it's not like if you get like Szechuan chicken or something like that, it's going to have peanuts in it, and the peanuts are going to be a little, still a little crunchy. This is not like that at all. I'm trying to think of how I would describe the texture of that. Be like a boiled potato, like the same texture as a boiled potato. It's kind of like crumbly. But there's some texture to it. It totally changes the flavor. A cooked peanut totally changes the flavor of the peanut than than when you eat them just roasted or whatever. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try one with the shell, because you can eat it with the shell. Okay, so that's still a little bit woody. If you don't like chewing the shell, you're not going to have to do that. But and again, this is a big southern thing. So let's do this. I got my stove here. Let's see. I'm trying to think, will it fit in there? Maybe. Yep, just barely fits there. And let's heat these up. Now, I can already rate it based on flavor, and I would say that's a thumbs up. So again, it's a really unique experience. It just totally changes the texture and even the flavor of the peanut. It's a nice variety of spices, but you can get it plain. You can get they have the same one without the spices in it. So again, the company is Peanut Patch, or the product line is called Peanut Patch. Peanut Patch is from McCall Farms. McCall Farms was established by James McCall in 1838. The company was established in 1954 in Effingham. Effingham sounds like, I don't want that Effingham. I want the cheese. 1954 in Effingham, South Carolina. And then McCall Farms acquired Ohio-based Glory Foods. No, wait, I'm talking about something completely different. It's McCall Farms. So that's Glory Foods, never mind. So Glory Foods is the greens. So we'll get to that. But McCall Farms is where the is the owner of Peanut Patch. So there we go. All righty. So that's heating up back there. It's all okay. We're good. So I'm going to kind of let that heat up. I'm gonna go ahead and say thumbs up on that. So let's go back to our question while that's heating up. We're going to kind of pace this. So we'll let something heat up. Then we'll go on to our next one, and then kind of go like that way. Hey, Abe Simpson has just entered the room. Welcome, Abe. Good to see you. Apologize for the time mix-up last week, which was inconvenience for you, but we're back to the same bat time, same bat channel. So I'm glad you could join us. Icehand69 is also in the room. Welcome, Icehand. Boiled peanuts are also very popular in Hawaii. I would not have guessed that they're popular in Hawaii. They're extremely popular in the South. Would not have guessed that they're popular in Hawaii. The sliced Dumbo. Oh, we were still on the sandwich one. So let's go back to our question. And our question was, what sandwich became popular after the Blue Bayou restaurant in Disneyland began serving it in the 1960s? And the guesses are, let's see. Janice Yamanaka said Monte Cristo. Miguel Rangel said egg sandwich. Could be the same thing. Justin Reeves said poor boy, or po' boy, I think is what they call it, technically what they call it. But it's like with little accent marks and stuff like that. Po' boy. Tom said the Quat Burger sandwich, was absolutely correct. Icehand said the sliced Dumbo sandwich. Let's see, were there other guesses? No, we started talking about boiled peanuts. Hey, John King is in the room. Welcome, John. It looks like the only guesses. As usual, Janice is absolutely correct. It is the Monte Cristo sandwich. It is a variation of the croque monsieur. I'm probably pronouncing that right. Croque monsieur. The croque monsieur It is an egg dipped or batter fried. That's a lousy French accent. It's an egg dipped or batter fried ham and cheese sandwich that is pan or deep fried, and was not really popular here in the States until Disneyland started serving in the 1960s. So I think you're all correct. As far as I'm concerned, you're all correct. There we go. John, you will be happy that you made a request several weeks ago, I think, and you said, Val, do escargot. We're going to do escargot today. So that's for you, John, because I finally found them. And again, I found like the peanuts, the escargot, found them at Walmart. So, you know, they're out there. I want some pot stickers. I'm not making pot stickers today, Eli. I'm not heating up pot stickers. Let's see how we're doing over here. Hard to tell how hot this is getting. I have it on low. I just don't want to create a national incident here. And none of the stuff I'm going to add water to. The only thing that, well, let's see. Maybe you're supposed to add water to this. I don't think so. Nope, heat. Everything is just heat up. So whatever liquid they're in is the liquid, you know, the liquid they have, except for this one, which has to be drained. So let's see, what do we want to do next? What do we want to do next? Let's do the greens. Let's do the collard greens next. I'm making pot stickers tonight, Trippy Food. All right, that sounds good. No wonder somebody Eli had a hankering for it, so there we go. Could have found escargot in your garden. Ice hand, you never want to do that. Never. I will tell people, if you see snails in your garden, do not eat them. If you see snails in the wild, do not eat them. Don't eat them. They can kill you. They can have parasites that can kill you. So only buy escargot where it's like raised somewhere specifically for food, because like I said, if you eat a snail from outside, there's a good chance it could kill you. So don't do that, please. Batman 66, so good. Batman 66. Is there a Batman 66 in the room? Where's Batman? I see Ice Hand. I don't see a Batman 66. Or Justin, are you just saying that the movie Batman from 1966 is so good? Is that what you're saying? Maybe it's a movie. That's what I'm thinking, Tom, because the Batman movie they made with Adam West and Burt Ward was in 1966. So that's probably what he's talking about. It is good because it is so campy and comic-y, you know, not like the modern Batman. It's very, very dark and violent. The 1960 TV show, which was the movie, had the same cast as the 1960s TV show. But like there's one scene where he's running down the street with this huge bomb, trying to figure out some place to throw the bomb safely and everything. And it's just classic. I think there's another scene where he's dangling from a rope from a helicopter and there's like a shark trying to eat him or something like that. So yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, the movie, same thing. So at that point in time, same thing. Just want to make sure I keep an eye on this. Doesn't look like it's boiling or anything. I'll just kind of let it sit for a bit. It's not going to hurt anything. All right, let's do this one next. So this, again, is Glory Foods seasoned Southern style collard greens. Let's ask a question. All right, now we're done with the sandwich question. So let's get into the other stuff. So the quick Robin, hand me the shark repellent. Robin, old chum. The question is, what is the Polynesian dish made from taro starch? Taro is a root. What is the Polynesian dish made from taro starch? That's our question. All right. So again, the company is Glory Foods, and Glory Foods was founded in Columbus, Ohio in 1989 by Bill Williams and three partners, Dan Charma, Iris Cooper, and Garth Hentley. So typically, there's all kinds of different greens that you can make. There's like collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, and then sometimes you get just mixed greens, which has all of them in it. And typically you'd make these probably like in a pan, put a little bacon grease in there, some onion, and just kind of make it in a pan. These already have, these are made with pork. Let's see, I think it's pork fat and bacon. Collard greens, water, less than 2% of sugar, salt, dried onion, spice, natural flavor, red dried bell pepper, bacon fat, natural smoke flavor, garlic powder, caramel color, pork broth, country ham broth, brown sugar, pork, and yeast extract. So it's all the stuff that you would, I mean, it's just prepared, it's made for you and everything, and it saves you the trouble of having to put all that stuff in it, which is typically how you would go ahead and make this. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. That was a really good movie. I mean, not really good like from a dramatic stand, but just fun, just a fun, stupid movie. We brought Thing back out. So this, if you think about it, it's going to kind of be like spinach that you get in a can. And again, if you were to buy, you know, collard greens or mustard greens or turnip greens and make them yourself, it's a little bit of work. And if you don't do it right, they don't come out that good and everything. So this takes all the guesswork out of you. But again, you know, there you go. So let's get this heated up. How are our peanuts doing? I think they're hot now. So I'm going to shut that off. That over. Let me get a fork here. We're going to, again, this is already cooked, so I'm going to taste this right out of the can. Oh yeah. That's good. I want to say it's sweeter than spinach, but I know they do put sugar in it. That might be why it's sweeter. Really, really unique flavor. If you haven't had it, it's really hard to describe that flavor. It's a really, really unique flavor. And but the texture is like, you know, canned spinach, I would say. Canned leaf spinach. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. What is this? Oh, just I'm looking at a green leaf. 1 second. I have bacon crumbles. I'm going to put some of that in there. And again, it's made with it. It's in there. But, you know, I'm not seeing pieces of bacon, so I'm just going to augment that. I see pieces of red pepper in there once I get the can. How's everybody doing so far? Everybody doing good? Everybody having a great weekend? Everybody enjoying this experiment that we're doing? I mean, honestly, you know, give me your honest opinion if you think that this is just crazy. Val, don't do this again. I'm okay with that. Have you had whole canned chicken? Yeah, we did an episode on whole canned chicken. Janice, would you mind trying to find that and putting the link up there for that, the whole canned chicken episode that we did? So I'm gonna, this one doesn't have a lot of liquid in it, so I'm just gonna heat it up on low. I'll put a lid on it. So we're mostly getting steam. Kind of let that sit there for a few minutes. Let's go back to our question. We did ask a question, right? Yes, we did. What is the Polynesian dish made from taro starch? Let's see. Ice Hand said poi. Janice Yamanaka said poi. Tom said kumpoi. John King said the bat quat. I think he was answering the question. Yeah, everybody's right. It's poi. Thank you very much, Janice. So the link there is for the whole canned chicken, Eli. And just a little word of warning. I had a microphone very close to the can when I was taking it out and separating it. So I was going to call it ASMR, but you know, it could be used of like science fiction movie sound effects. So just a word of warning. So Janice just posted the link, Eli, so check that out. That is our episode on whole canned chicken. So the greens, let's see. Before it heats up, I can rate it based on flavor. I'm going to give that a thumbs up. That's really good. It's not too cooked down to where it's mush. It's not. It still has that leafiness to it. Still has a nice flavor to it. You can taste all the ingredients in it. You can taste the bacon. You can taste the pork and stuff that's in it. It has a nice level of spice. It's not like overly spicy. It's not crazy spicy. And yeah, so it's actually pretty good. The thing is that they're, let's see, real Southern style. And on the can it says, Southern taste with a soulful heritage. And I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to mean, but this is sometimes regarded as soul food, so maybe that's what they're trying to refer to and everything. We got that heating up. So while that's heating up, let's go to, let's see, we're almost running out of getting caught up on that stuff. No, I think we're doing it. I think we're good. So let's see, we have 6 things. Let's do one more, and then we'll do our non-alcoholic beverage. Everybody okay with that? John, okay, so John King said, Val, I bought a house in LA. Now, unless you're talking about like, you know, like a Barbie house or something like that, how can you afford a house in LA? I can't afford a house in LA. So good on you, you know, John. But for me, yeah, it is not in my future to own a house in LA because it's just so oppressively, everything here is expensive. We have the highest gas prices in the country. So, but you know, but good on you, John. If LA is where you want to be, that's always a consideration too. You could buy a house here, very, very expensive. You'd have to like work the rest of your life to pay it off, unless you have that kind of cash just to put down on it. I mean, just to, you know, to pay it off in cash. It's actually an apartment complex. You bought an apartment complex, or you bought an apartment in an apartment complex. Like you bought a condo. That makes a little bit more sense. The prices are always going up, so chances are, if you know, in a couple of years you decide you don't want it anymore, you probably make some money off of it, I would think. But yeah, it's prohibitively expensive to live here. I'm sure there's other cities in the U.S. that are like that too. Probably other cities in the world that are very expensive, but here in the U.S., yeah, it's prohibitively expensive to live here in L.A. San Francisco's really high, Boston's really high, New York's really high. Condo, yes, dang, autocorrect. Oh no, that's okay. No worries. So yeah, that makes sense. Condo, that's about what you can afford on a decent salary here. If you're working in the food service industry, you can't afford a house down here. You can barely afford rent. I don't know how people do it. All right, so let's do this. Let's see, what do we want to do next? Let's do the hearts of palm next. Let's do the hearts of palm next. Let's check on this, see how this is doing. I can hear it sizzling. Well, not sizzling, whatever wet stuff does. Bubbling. All right, leave that on for a few more minutes. Let's do this next. So this is Palmini is the brand, and this is hearts of palm linguini. So it's linguini, which is pasta made from hearts of palm. So we're going to try that in a second, but let me ask a question. In New York, $2 grand a month gets you a nice cozy closet with a shared bathroom with the rest of the floor. You don't get a bathroom for $2 grand a month in New York. There's nothing in New York City. There's nothing for $2 grand a month. Nothing, absolutely nothing. You mean a room? You can rent a room. You know, that's like in somebody else's house or something like that. You can rent a room. That's about all you can do for $2,000 a month. And then it has to be out in the burbs in New York. Haven't got the email from you yet, John. Oh, John King. Okay, you guys are talking about it. All right. So the question is, this is a Texas question. So Eli, maybe you can get this one. The question is, what was the name of the park in San Marcos, Texas, where you could watch mermaids perform underwater? Again, what is the name of the park in San Marcos, Texas, where you could watch mermaids perform underwater? The reason I bring that, I added that question is because I visited that. I don't think they were doing mermaids at the time, and I believe, I'm not mistaken, that they had Ralph the Swimming Pig. Ralph the Swimming Pig was one of the big attractions there. But I did visit it when they still had the glass bottom boat that would take you around the pool or lake or pond or whatever you wanted to call that. But it's no longer a tourist attraction. So, all right. So you guys are guessing that, and let's get to this one. Let's see. Just want to check this. We don't have to go crazy. I just want to heat it up. So it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to boil or anything like that. You just have to get heated up. There we go. I'm going to take that one off the heat. Eventually, I'll have to put this in bowls or something just to organize it. Okay, so the next one is Palmini. Palmini is the brand, and this is Hearts of Palm Linguini. Now, Palmini was founded by, well, actually, it's a product line from OA Foods, and OA Foods was founded by Alfonso Tejada of Miami, Florida. This was back in 2017, the product line started. So it is made from hearts of palm. Now, I don't see anything on here saying that it's vegan, but I also don't see anything in the ingredients that would indicate that it isn't vegan. They're not calling it vegan. So the I think the benefit of this is that it's gluten-free. It's gluten-free, it's BPA-free. It looks like it's kosher. I don't see ingredients. Maybe the assumption is we just know it's made out of hearts of palm. So, but the instructions say to rinse it in cold water, and then just heat it up with whatever sauce that you want. So as long as we're on the subject of sauces, we're going to use this sauce. Now, I will again tell you that this sauce we found when Julie was here. We made a trip to Vallarta Supermarkets, which is a huge Latin American grocery chain in the LA area. And she just saw the name of it, Val Vita, and she says, Dad, it's got your name on it. You have to get this. So we did. And this is a habanero tomato sauce. Now, Val Vita is from a company called Alimentos y Salsas de Mexico. It was founded in 2002 in San Pablo, in Baja California, in Mexico. And this is, in fact, a product of Mexico. Do I see ingredients here? Yes, ingredients. Tomato sauce, chili, onion, iodized salt, sugar, garlic, citric acid, and spices. Sounds like tomato sauce, right? With the exception of the fact that it has habaneros in it. So we're going to use this sauce with it. So again, the ingredients are, the instructions are, drain this, put whatever sauce you want on it, and then heat it up on the stove. So that's exactly what we're going to do, and we're going to use this sauce. All right. Is that Velveeta's Mexican cousin? Maybe. Maybe. No smell whatsoever. It almost looks like squash. So we're going to try one of these. Again, it's already cooked. I'm going to try one of these. That's supposed to be linguini, but it's kind of squarish. It definitely doesn't taste like pasta, because it tastes like hearts of palm, honestly. The texture is all wrong for pasta. It doesn't have the texture of pasta. It doesn't have the wheat taste of pasta, or the egg taste of pasta, or anything else that you would have in pasta. It tastes like a vegetable, and because that's what it is. So I don't know if they just, I don't think they like make a flour out of it and then turn it into, what you see here. I think they just like ribbon slice that, and then that's it. So that's okay though. So we're going to find our sieve somewhere. Go ahead, throw that. All right. I'm going to rinse this off over here. The sink is right over here. So you'll hear me talk, and you know I didn't leave. I'm still here. The neighbors can hear me talk. Rinsing. Rinsing in cold water. It looks like pasta. So I'm gonna say just rating it on the flavor when I just opened the can. I'm gonna say I like it, but I like hearts of palm, so I like that flavor. Does it remind me of linguini? Not yet. Honestly, definitely tastes like a vegetable. It's pretty good. So maybe it's like pasta in name only. Oh no. All right, let's see. Yeah, we'll do it in here, I guess. And again, cans with a little flip top. It looks like sauce. All right. Wait, it wouldn't be fair. Oh my God. Yep, habanero. Don't take that for granted. They're not lying. It is made with habanero. You can taste it. But it's really weird. It's weird in that it doesn't really taste like a tomato sauce. It doesn't taste like an Italian tomato sauce. But it really doesn't taste. I mean, it doesn't taste like an enchilada sauce or anything because it's made with peppers and not with tomato. So it's kind of an oddball kind of thing. Right out of the can, I would say it's good. It's not amazing, but it's good and it's different, so it's going to get a thumbs up. Let's see what the pasta and the sauce taste like together. So I have this on the stove, and we're just heating it up with the sauce. This is going to be like a huge meal right here. To coat well. Maybe turn it up a little tiny bit more. So seriously though, I need your feedback on this. This is an experiment. And again, it's not a change in how we're going to do things. It's just because we were doing all canned goods, it just seemed to make sense. So we're just doing this for today. But give me your feedback. What do you think? What do you think of the idea? We could do other things like that, you know, or similar to that. Maybe like sit down to a meal that's already cooked and we just got from somewhere else. Whatever it happens to be. But I just want to check with you guys. This is something new that we just kind of dumped in your lap. Just want to know what you think. So there you go. Yeah, Janice, that's what it would be. It wouldn't. I'm not talking about changing the direction of the channel or anything else like that. It's just something that that the food that we were reviewing just lent itself to that, and that's kind of what we did. So while that's heating up, let's go back and review our question. And our question was, what was the name of the park in San Marcos, Texas, where you could watch mermaids perform underwater? And the guesses were, let's see. The guesses were, Miguel Rangel said Aquarina Springs. Let's see. Only place in Texas is El Paso. Only place I've been in Texas is El Paso. Justin Reed says El Rey, Texas. Ice Hand says Weeki Wachee Springs. Old guy in Colorado, Tom, says King Quat Aquatic Park. That is absolutely correct. Let's see. Those look like the only guesses. So Miguel Rangel is absolutely correct. It is Aquarina Springs. Miguel, correct me if I'm wrong, but Aquarina Springs was the place that had Ralph the Swimming Pig, I believe so. And then they had mermaids that you could go down below ground, and they had the glass windows, and you could watch mermaids perform underwater. Now, Ice Hand, you said Weeki Wachee Springs. You're not that far off. The thing is, because I mentioned San Marcos, Texas, that would mean that it's only Aquarina Springs. But Weeki Wachee Springs in Florida did the same kind of thing. So they had mermaids at Weeki Wachee Springs. So you're not incorrect, but it's not in Texas, so it's not technically correct. But it doesn't matter because we're all just doing it for fun anyway. So just reach your hand in that points jar and just grab as many as you can grab. It's fine to do once in a while. Janice, you're the only one that's Ralph the Swimming Pig. Yeah, I think I was in Texas when Ralph the Swimming Pig was doing his thing, but not too long after that they changed all that. So again, Janice is the only one that answered the question about what do you guys think about what we're doing, and she says fine to do every once in a while. And so I would like your feedback. Just give me feedback. What do you think? Good idea? Bad idea? Not fun? Not boring? Pick it up, Val. Whatever. So just throw that in there in the chat. Let me know. Okay, so let's see how we're doing over here. That's boiling. I don't think it has to boil. Oh, that smells hot. That smells. Can you guys hear me when I'm talking like to the wall? This smells really hot. So that sauce in the can didn't smell hot, but in this heated up, oh, it smells hot. All right, so let's try. Here's like a piece of hearts of palm that they didn't cut completely. All right, so let's try this. It's hearts of palm linguini with Val Vita habanero tomato sauce. Manja. Not crazy about the texture. I mean, it's maybe they could call it something else besides linguini. It's not even cut like linguini. I like it. It definitely tastes like a vegetable. Even with the sauce on it, it tastes like a vegetable. The sauce is nice. It's light. It's not too tomatoey. Maybe it's an even blend of tomato and peppers. Yep. It's not orangey. Like I would think if it's habanero, it'd be orangey, and it's really not. I'm gonna give it like an unenthusiastic thumbs up. Again, nice flavor. I like it and everything, but it's gonna get some points off just because it's pretending to be linguini. And if I served this to somebody, once they took a bite of it, there's no way they would think this is linguini. So it's not. It doesn't taste just like. Oh my God! It tastes just like linguini. It doesn't. The texture is different than linguini. It's just shaped like linguini. That's about it. So, so yeah, an unenthusiastic thumbs up. So let's put that over here. I think we're going to need more pots, I think. How are we doing on this? Let's see. I'm going to need 2 more pots, and we're going to need a pan. So I might have to put, let me do this. All right. Don't go away. I mean, where would you go? I'm just going to put some plastic wrap on that and keep that warm. And then we'll just assemble everything afterwards. They're not the best bowls in the world to do that with. You see how they have that little points on them? But you know, that's what we got. That sauce is, you look at that, I don't know if you can see that. That sauce is kind of runny, I guess. All right, so let's do this. Let's put that in there. Let's do the nuts. Oh, that's going to overflow. All right. I have to do a separate one. Those are still hot. Everybody still with me? Seems like fun. It's cool to mix it up. Yeah, that's what I thought. Don't expect to see another one of these, in the very near future, but in the future, if what we're doing lends itself to that, that's what we'll do. As long as you guys approve it. I mean, if everybody was saying, no, Val, that's a stupid idea. Don't ever do that again. We wouldn't, but leave those alone. That's okay. It doesn't have to be hot. And then I don't think it's not gonna fit in there. Beans. Yeah, there's no way that's gonna fit in one of those little bowls. Wow. The smell when you heat it up really comes out. It smells like, I know you have no point of reference, but it smells to me like when I was in rural Alabama and had poke salad. It's kind of what that smells like. More so than, say, spinach. The thing about greens, though, those are collard greens, but they also cook mustard greens, turnip greens. If you think about what those are, they're basically the top of the plant that's a vegetable that you're cooking, right? I mean, you have carrot greens and radish greens and things like that. Those are all edible, and it's kind of like if you're gonna get the whole vegetable, if you're gonna grow them in your garden, and you have those greens, cook them and eat them. I mean, just check to make sure, just in case, in some cases the leaves might be toxic, but just check it out. Because because you can do some really interesting things with greens that aren't even listed or aren't even part of that soul food, like carrot greens. I don't know if you're familiar with chimichurri, which is basically it's kind of like I want to say it's like an oil-based condiment that you put on meat in Argentina, and it's typically made with parsley, I believe. But I've made it with carrot greens. I was going to say carrot top, but then everyone was going to go to the comedian. I've made it with carrot greens, carrot tops, and it's really, really good. So change it up. If you're going to buy the carrots, especially the carrots, they still have the greens on them. Eat those greens; they're really good. Opening a Carl's indoors would be something you don't want to do again. I would agree with you completely, Janice, and I think Claudia would also agree with you. I would poke some holes in that plastic wrap covering warm, hot food is a breeding ground for bacteria. Oh, okay. Good idea. But what if we want to breed bacteria? What if we want to breed bacteria, Tom? We don't, but what if we did? All right, are we caught up in the questions? We are caught up in the questions. All right, so we did 3. We got 3 left. Time for our soft drink. And again, the benefit of doing this in the kitchen, I can keep this cold in the refrigerator. So this is, I thought it was Gus. It is not Gus. It is the initials for grown-up soda. That's why the U is lowercase. Who knows, right? But it is. I think maybe it's safe to call it Gus. But this is or GUS. It's grown-up soda is the company or the product line, and this is cranberry lime soda with juice from concentrate and other natural flavors. It just sounded really, really good. Has a screw top, so I don't need any of the can openers. So Grown Up Soda was founded in New York City by Utmost Brands in 2003 by husband and wife team Steve Hirsch and Jeanette Lua. And we're just going to go ahead and try this. So let's ask a question. And the question is, 1 second here. Okay. The question is, what fast food restaurant is famous for the Butterburger? Again, what fast food restaurant is famous for the Butterburger? All right, that goes back there. And let's go up on our beverage. Hi, Doodle. Doodle, do you want a snack? Do you want a snack to tide you over? Doodle, come here. Everyone wants to say hi. Come here. Come here. I say come here and he runs away. Doodle, say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody, Doodle. You gonna say hi? You gonna say hi? You don't want to say hi? No? Okay. He's in that weird mood because mom's not home. Mom is in Colombia. Here you go, dude. Here you go. With that? Yeah, there he goes. He's happy. Okay, looks like people are guessing, saying hi, Doodle. All right, let's go ahead and open this up. It smells like berries, not necessarily cranberries, but there's little bits of stuff in there. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe. But there's little bits of stuff floating around in there. Doesn't bother me. Oh, that's really interesting. It doesn't taste like it has sugar in it at all. It doesn't taste like it has any sweetener in it. It's not really sweet. Ingredients: purified sparkling water, cane sugar, cranberry juice. Cane sugar? I don't taste it in there. They must use very little. Just want to make sure I didn't have anything on the heat. Yeah, cane sugar is one of the ingredients, but it doesn't taste like there's cane sugar in there. Kind of weird. I'm just rinsing out these pots so I don't get stuff stuck in them. And I can... So bear with me. Good enough. Good enough for now. So here's the thing about this. To me, it almost doesn't taste like there's sugar in it at all. And so my question is, does it even need sugar? You need to put sugar in here because it doesn't taste like there's sugar in there at all. Really strong taste of cranberries. Get the lime as well. It tastes like a seltzer. It tastes like a flavored seltzer, but it is a little bit syrupy. See, 95 calories, 1 serving per container. So this whole bottle is 95 calories. That's not too bad. That's really interesting and really unique, and that's going to get a big thumbs up for me. So it's delicious, actually. It's very cool. It's very refreshing. It's really good. That's a big thumbs up. All right, so let's go back to our question. Our question was, what fast food what fast food restaurant is famous for their Butterburger? Let's see what the questions were. I mean, the guesses were. Let's see. Miguel Rangel said Jack in the Box. Icehan said Bob's Morbidly Obese Boy. said Calvers. And Tom, old guy in Colorado, said Quat Lovers. Tom, you were correct. It is Quat Lovers. However, Quat Lovers closed, and so they don't do it anymore. So now they do it at Culver's. So Donnie, you were close. It's Culver's, not Calver's, but I know what you meant, and you're sort of right. Miguel, they don't do it at Jack in the Box, and Icehand, they don't do it at Bob's Big Boy, but I like your version of Bob's Big Boy better. Yeah, Icehand wins from a creative standpoint. I agree with you, Janice. So yeah, it is actually Culver's. Now, the funny thing about it is you would think it's Butterburger, so they put butter in the burgers, right? No, they don't. The reason they call it Butterburger is because they butter the bun and then grill it. So it's a grilled bun with butter on it. And that's why they call it a Butterburger. But I mean, like, it's a buttered bun, not a buttered burger. So I don't know why they do that. Anyways, time to do something stupid. So let's do this. Use the rest of this. Some of our beer. I have a feeling this is not going to taste good. Just a hunch. Well, doesn't smell bad. That's so weird. When you mix them together, it's flat. It's not bad though. It's not. I mean, you would think that these flavors would not go well together. They're not. It's not bad. The flavors aren't bad. It just tastes like flavored water though. So what it does is it waters down that alcohol burn to it that I didn't like in the beer. It waters that down. You still get a hint of vanilla. You also get the flavors in the soda, but the effervescence is gone for some strange reason. So, you know, I would not drink a big glass of this. I would not get these 2 bottles and mix them together as a mixed drink. I would not do that. But it's not unpleasant, and it's not great. So I'm going to give that a solid thumbs in the middle. Solid thumbs in the middle for the combination of the 2 of these. Yeah. Okay. Here's the cool thing. The cool thing is the sink is right here. I don't have to clean up and bring everything out from the office. But there we go. All right. We don't need the can opener. Do we need the can opener? We need the can opener. We don't need that guy. So, all righty. Where are we? How is everybody doing so far? Sticking with me? We're doing okay? Tonight's menu: beef pot stickers, sweet soy dipping sauce, fried ramen. Dessert is bread pudding with sterling sauce. Tom, what time does the restaurant open? So for those of you who don't know, if there's some newbies out there, or some people just don't know, Tom, old guy in Colorado, he does his live stream about an hour after ours ends. So ours ends at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and his starts at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And generally, he does kind of what I'm doing today, on not on as rudimentary level as me. He does stuff from scratch, and his is basically his live stream is basically cooking. So he'll make stuff from scratch, from basic ingredients, and he'll make a dish. It sounds like tonight he's making pot stickers and dipping sauce and fried ramen. I mean, it sounds really, really good. What we're doing is a little bit different. We're opening a can and we're heating it up, and we're making a meal out of that. It's a little bit different, but Tom's is always entertaining and always interesting, and always fascinating. So you should check that out. And again, it's an hour after our end shows. Our show ends at 3 p.m. And a little reminder: if you have not checked out Tom's channel, it's Old Guy in Colorado, Colorado on YouTube. Check out his channel if you have not checked that out, and also subscribe to his channel. And that's really important, and I'll tell you why. Because Tom has made a promise that once he gets to 1,000 subscribers, he is going to eat live on the air. He's going to eat raw oysters with Vienna sausage, with Hershey syrup or chocolate syrup, with blue cheese dressing all together, and he's going to eat that live as soon as he hits 1,000 subscribers. Tom, what are you at now? What are you at now? Yes, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Tom, how many subscribers are you at now? We got to get him to 1,000 because I want to see him do this. He has made a commitment. He's going to do this. So let's get him to 1,000. So if you haven't subscribed to Tom's channel, just go over there and subscribe to him. Let's get him to 1,000 so we can watch him eat this. I'm excited about it. 406, right? That's pretty good because you were 3-something just a week or two ago, right? So so it's growing. We're getting there. 1,000 subscribers, and it's going to be a fun for us, maybe not fun for Tom. There we go. I think the beer is taking effect. You should get some pizza. Well, I'm not going to stop my show in the middle of it and order pizza, but I got lots of food. I got other food to eat. So you mean something like something to absorb that, some sort of carb thing to absorb that? I can eat a piece of bread. I can eat a tortilla or something like that. All right, let's get back into it. Let's see. What do I want to do next? Let's do the. I want those to be hot. Let's do this one next. So I saw this on the shelf. This was from Ralph's, which is our Kroger store, and thought it was interesting because I'd never heard of it. This is chilorio. The company is Chata, and let's see. Chata was founded by the Machado family in Culiacan, Sinaloa, in Mexico in 1962. Now, chilorio. I don't know where the accent is. I don't know how to pronounce that. Chilorio, might be chilorio because there's no accent on anything. It's a pork dish, and it's from Sinaloa. So the company is from Sinaloa. It's in Sinaloa, and this is a dish typical of Sinaloa, from Sinaloa. It's pork fried in chili sauce. So basically, they cook the pork low and slow, and then it's fried in lard and then cooked in chili sauce with onions and garlic. It's usually served with tortillas, which we're going to do today. Got tortillas. We're going to serve with tortillas. That's eaten stewed, scrambled with eggs. They do a bunch of different stuff with it, but it is very, very specific to Sinaloa. We're going to try that today. I will do it live, but I will do it live in California. I want fresh oysters that I hate raw. Tom, I have this sneaking suspicion that you want to do it live in California, so you make me eat it too. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. I mean, Tom, what if you get 1,000 subscribers next week? You get 1,000 subscribers next week, you're down. You made a commitment. You have to live to that commitment. Drink some more, you'll be fine, Val. A little of the dog that bit me. Hair of the dog that bit me. All right, so let's go ahead and ask a question before we do this. And the question is, what is the significance of J.A. Moisson in Quebec City, Quebec, Canada? Again, what is the significance of J.A. Moisson in Quebec City, Quebec, Canada? So let's put that up here, and let's open this up. So this I'm going to heat up in the pan. Again, it's already cooked. It's saying mild, so I guess there's different degrees of heat to this. Ooh, that's weird. So because it's cooked in lard, you can see it's kind of solidified there. And we're definitely going to have to heat that up. Let's see. I'm gonna try it like this, but I'm not going to judge it based on that because, honestly, it has kind of a stringy texture to it, like a thready texture to it. Nice blend of spices. High fat content, I would imagine, because that's what's holding all this stuff together. The pork is really good. I mean, really surprising. It's something that you would get out of a can. The pork flavor is really good. So let's heat this up and see what it really tastes like. Making a mess here. But it's okay, because I'm in the kitchen. That doesn't want to come out. It is resisting arrest. Look at this. I'll tell you, it doesn't look appetizing. Also, to note, this is I would say relatively expensive. This can cost about $5. That's expensive for for canned meat. I can't think of anything else equivalent of this, that you would buy in a can. That would be about, $5. So, I mean, look at that. It's pretty solid. That was close. Oh, wait, we can all chip in for the gas to get him to California. Yeah, the problem is you want to chip in for the gas to get him back from California? I think like right now, to fill up my tank is about $80. And that's right now, it would have been more expensive to fill up my tank a couple weeks ago. But yeah, it's about $80. And $80 would get me, how far would that get me? Might get me, if I'm going I-10, might get me to the Arizona border. And that's in a car with decent mileage. All right, there we go. I don't know, I almost feel like I need to put something wet on top of that. I don't know how, the fat has to melt. And then it'll be okay, but, so I'm gonna put this on low, put back here, cover that. Bear with me 1 second, because I have capsaicin snot. You don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. All right, so while that's heating up, let's review the question. And the question was, what is the significance of J.A. Moisson in Quebec City, Quebec, Canada? And let's see. Poutine. Janice says poutine. Looks like Janice is the only one that answered that. You guys, want to throw something out there? Throw something out there. Anybody? Nobody? Okay. J.A. Moisson in Quebec City, Quebec, Canada, is the oldest grocery in North America. The oldest grocery store in North America. It is in Quebec City. And I will tell you that, so when Claudia and I spent about a week up there, we went to Quebec City and Montreal, and we called this the magical place because you could tell how old it was. I mean, they really haven't changed anything since the 1890s. And just walking through there, the bread, the meats, the cheeses, it's just amazing. So there's a laundromat that's maybe a couple of doors down. So we had to do laundry while we were there midweek. And so basically what we did is we went to J.A. Moisson. We got some Hungarian sausage, some brie cheese, a baguette, and we sat in the laundromat while we were doing laundry and just chowed down on that. And it was a life-changing experience. So, but it is the oldest grocery store in North America, J.A. Moisson in Quebec City. It's not a chain, it's just a single store. $2.68 a gallon in Texas. It's $2.68. I mean, it's low everywhere else. Southern California is the highest in the country. Right now, it's about, if you get in the cheapest place, it's about $4.50 to $4.70 right now. That's the cheapest in the area. It's $4.50 to $4.70. It depends on what part of LA you're going to be in. It goes up from there. So I have to see what Costco is usually the cheapest. I have to see what Costco is, but it's nowhere near $2.60. It's at least in the fours. So there we go. Let's check on this and see how this is doing. Here it's sizzling. It's a really unique and interesting. Oh, I got like a breath of pepper, of chili. I just got the breath of it and went to my throat. So, All right. You know what I'm going to do while that's heating up? Let's go on to something else. And I'm going to do John's. I'm calling it John's. It's not John's per se, but John was the one that suggested it. So I'm going to do that last only because that's going to require the frying pan. Let's do this one next. This is Campbell's chunky. I mean, this is nothing weird. That fact that it's Campbell's chunky soup. What makes it weird is that it's spicy chicken quesadilla soup. Now, quesadilla, in case you don't know, is a tortilla. Usually has cheese, like two tortillas, has cheese, and then usually maybe some kind of meat or something else in between it. This is spicy chicken quesadilla. It looks like there's beans in it. Let's see, ingredients. Chicken meat, black beans, corn, chicken stock. It doesn't sound like what you'd find in a quesadilla. Modified cornstarch, vegetable oil, jalapeno peppers, red peppers, cayenne pepper, sauce, cheese paste, whey, water, dried onions, tomato paste, wheat flour, salt, flavoring, enzyme modified cheddar cheese, sugar, potassium, salt, soy protein, dried garlic, spices, soy protein, isolate, sodium, phosphate, chicken, fat, annatto extract for color, that's yellow because it's from marigolds, yeast extract, chili pepper extract, dried chicken, soy lecithin, contains wheat, milk, soy. All right. Who wants to tell me what is missing from this can of Campbell's Chunky Spicy Chicken Quesadilla? What is missing from this of the ingredients that I just read? Did Beyond Seattle Eats do that one? The soup? The soup, Janice? Or are you talking about the what do we call that? Chilorio? Which one, Janice? Flavor, yeah. Maybe. We'll see about that in a second, Tom. No, there's something missing out of the ingredients that I read for this Campbell's Chunky Spicy Chicken Quesadilla soup. No chunk in the ingredients. That's right. Where's the chunk? That's falling apart nicely. All right. I'm going to actually take that off the heat. Turn the heat off on that. What's missing? The tortillas. Like, how do you do a quesadilla with no tortillas? And I know you're probably saying, like, why would you stuff a tortilla in a can of soup? You could, have you not had tortilla soup? You could do it. It's doable, but they don't do it. So it's kind of weird. All righty. So let's ask a question. Did we ask a question? We did not ask a question. So let's ask a question. And the question is, what is the nickname of the restaurants connected to the former Howard Johnson hotels? Again, what is the nickname of the restaurants connected to the former Howard Johnson hotels? Put that up there. The soup. She did some Campbell soup. Maybe it was this one. It says spicy. I have my doubts, though. It does have cayenne pepper in it, so it's going to probably be more spicy than normal, but I don't know. I kind of have my doubts. But let's give it a try anyways. And it's not like, some soups you have to add water or milk to it. This one is not like that. It smells like a tamale. It smells like a tamale. I don't know how else to describe that. It's chicken, but it smells like a tamale. Or a tamal, I'm sorry. It's tamales, plural, singular, it's tamal. It smells like a tamal. Oh, I don't know. It smells cheesy too. All right, let's see. Oh. I don't even want to say what that looks like. Just looks wise. No. Val, are you sick? All right, you know what I didn't do? I didn't taste that one right out of the can, so let me do that. We're doing on time. 2:25. Got about half an hour left. That's okay because we got one item left, and then we're going to sit down and eat. I'm just going to try this. I don't advocate doing this. It's not a sensible thing to do, just to taste this right out of the can, but we're just going to see. Needs to be heated up. One thing right off the bat, I'll tell you, it's not hot. There's a lot of beans in there. So the skin of the beans, you know, that kind of texture of the skin of the beans, you get a lot of that in there. And not really cheesy. Again, let's see what happens when we heat it up. Let's see if those flavors come out or anything. Right out of the can, not so great, but you know, but we'll see. You could be right, Tom, about the flavor part. Tough bean skin. Yeah, there's nothing worse than tough bean skin. Well, there's a lot of things worse than tough bean skin, but not a whole lot. All right, so our question was, what is the nickname? Did I say the nickname? What is the nickname of the restaurants connected to the Howard Johnson's hotels? Let's see. The guesses were, Ice Hand said Hojo's. Janice said Hojo. Tom said Quat-Joe's. Miguel Rangel said Hojo's. I think that's it. Tom, you were correct. It is Quat-Joe's, but that was back in the 1930s, and I think afterwards they changed. I'm kidding about the 1930s. I don't think they were around that long. I think the 1940s maybe. But it was Quat-Joe's, and they changed it to Hojo's, so it is in fact Hojo's. There are no more left. The last one was somewhere in New York State, and that it just closed last year. There are no more Howard Johnson's restaurants left. I don't know about the hotels. There might be hotels left, but Howard Johnson's restaurants are long gone. Now I remember back in Massachusetts, we rehearsed in a town called Malden, Massachusetts. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Malden, Massachusetts. Let's see, what's famous from Malden, Massachusetts? Norman Greenbaum, the guy who wrote Spirit in the Sky, was from Malden, Massachusetts. Let's see, Jack Albertson, the guy who played Chico and the Man, who is the Man, he was from Malden, Massachusetts. The Pledge of Allegiance? The Pledge of Allegiance was written in Malden, Massachusetts, but they're not famous for a lot of stuff. But yeah, back in Malden, Massachusetts, you know, it was the thing. So, all righty, let's see. That's heating up. Keep an eye on that. Maybe we'll start the other one while that's going. But anyways, yeah. So in Malden, Massachusetts, there was the Hojo's wasn't actually in Malden; it was in Medford, which is the next town over. And so we would rehearse in Malden, and then after practice, usually like 1 o'clock in the morning, 12 midnight, we would go over to Hojo's in Medford, and we would get breakfast, or you know, late lunch or whatever, or late dinner. And usually what I got was they called it the 3D BB, the 3D, the 3D beef burger. But it always reminded me of Tennessee Tuxedo, where Phineas J. Whoopi had the 3D BB, which is the 3D blackboard. The 3D BB. So that was my go-to at Hojo's, was the 3D BB. But again, they're not around anymore. 99 Asian supermarket. I'm not sure what that is in reference to, Miguel. Was that something I asked and forgot about, or 99? Are you talking about 99 Ranch Market? Those are great. I love 99 Ranch Market. I don't know. They're not all over the country. I know they're all up and down the West Coast. There is in Washington, Oregon, and California. And I know they're some places on the East Coast, but I don't think they're in the middle of the country at all. So that's getting hot. It's just this weird orange color. I'm guessing it's the cheese. Yeah, you can smell the cheese when it's heating up. So if heating that up caused it to, you know, bring out particular smells, it's probably going to bring out particular tastes as well. All right, so let's get the last one on there, because I have to actually cook that in a pan. I don't know if these are cooked or not. Well, actually, let's kind of go back a little bit. These are Roland escargots, giant snails, and these were a request from John King. John King says, Val, do escargot. So I found escargot at Walmart, and we're going to do escargot. So let's read a card first, so you can mull over that. And the question is, what were some of the earlier names of the sign now known as the Portland, Oregon sign? Now, if you don't know what the Portland, Oregon sign is, our logo is based on the Portland, Oregon sign. So it's in Portland, Oregon, in Old Town, and it's outline of Oregon, and it says Portland, Oregon on it. It's on top of a big building, very famous in Oregon. So if you're not familiar with that, that's what it says. But there's probably 3 other names that it was known for or known as before it became the Portland, Oregon sign. Just name one of those. Here we go. Drizzle, drazzle, drozzle, drum. Time for this one too. That was That was Tudor Turtle. Tudor Turtle. Tom. Mr. Wizard! Help, Mr. Wizard! Okay, so these are Roland escargots. And Roland Foods was actually founded in France in 1934 by a German couple, Bruno and Suzanne Scheidt. I hope I'm saying that right. It sounds bad. But maybe if I said Scheisse, that would be bad, but it's Scheidt. Bruno and Suzanne Scheidt, and they that'll slow down. They relocated to New York 6 years later. This is actually a product of Indonesia. So founded by a German couple in France, but in New York, but the company's from New York, and this is from Indonesia. So it's been all over the place. These are Roland escargots, giant snails. Now the preparation says drain contents and place snail in each shell. So basically you can buy the shells in the store. You just put a snail inside each of one of those shells. And again, I mentioned this at the beginning of the show. Never ever eat snails from your garden. Never eat snails that you find outside because they have parasites and stuff that can kill you. I mean, literally kill you. Drain contents and place in a small snail in each shell, which has been rinsed in boiling water. Cover with butter sauce. As in recipe below, place the prepared snails in a hot oven, about 400 degrees Fahrenheit, until snail butter is bubbling. We're not going to do it that way. So we're going to saute them in garlic and butter. So that can take a few minutes. You'll be looking at my back for a few minutes, but just want to. 99 ranch markets are also in the Northeast, New York, New Jersey. Now, I don't think they're in Massachusetts yet because Julie hasn't found one yet. But can I put the snails on a pasta shell if I don't have real ones? Absolutely. I don't have snail shells, so I'm not gonna put them on anything. I'm just gonna kind of eat them the way they are. So this, let's see. Let's get a handle of our soup here. It's boiling. So we're gonna pan fry this. I need some butter. Let's open our can. That would help. I think my can opener is going south. Oh, there we go. And so snails are a mollusk. They're in the same family as clams. They're actually in the same family as as octopus and squid. But those are called cephalopods because they're like feet heads. But it's the same snails, or land snails, from the same category as clams, whelks, shellfish. It's basically a shellfish. That's interesting. They don't look appetizing. Put that there. Get my big fat head out of the way so it focuses on that. It still doesn't want to focus. Always so hard to find that sweet spot. All right, so we have that. So let's get this started. Running out of room here. And my back is to you guys, but you're just going to have to believe that I'm doing what I say I'm doing. All right, so we got some butter. I don't know if these are cooked, and I don't know if eating them undercooked is going to be bad, but we'll see. Mr. Whoopi had the 3D BB. That is correct. Mr. Whoopi, the 3D BB. Mr. Whoopi had the 3D BB. Mr. Wizard did not have the 3D BB. He's the one that sent Tutor Turtle back or forward into the future, into different places. So, help, Mr. Wizard. And this was supposed to be a family channel. We're still family friendly, but you can get away with those double entendres every once in a while. Oh, so what you're saying is, Val, what you're saying, Val, is you are going to be eating nude escargot. I might be eating nude escargot, but I'm not going to eat escargot nude. Let's put it that way. Mr. Whoopi Cushion. That would be something interesting, Adam. Mr. Whoopi Cushion. Hi, Doodle. Did you want another snack? I think you've been a good boy, and time has passed. You can have another snack. There you go. Because you already had another bowl of food. I'm not going to put too much else in here. I'm not going to put salt, pepper, any kind of spices or anything. I'm just going to do garlic and butter. Now, typically, I would mince butter myself. I mean, mince garlic myself. But in the essence of time, I'm going to use a jar of minced garlic. In the essence of time. All right, I'm going to drain the snails. That sounds like a euphemism. Sorry, I got to drain the snails. There's not a lot of liquid in there. It's okay. Are we doing on time? We've got about 20 minutes left. That's fine. Gives us enough time to sit down and eat a meal. I actually like to cook. I don't know if you guys pick that up from any of the videos that I do where I'm actually cooking stuff, but I actually do like to cook. I learned how to cook when I was a kid. My mom was raising 4 boys by herself, and so it was almost impossible for her to do everything for us, so she taught us how to do everything. So we didn't have a dishwasher, so we washed dishes. She taught us how to do laundry. She taught us how to sew, so if like we lost a button, we'd be able to put that back on. She taught us how to cook. So, and my mom cooked some unusual and interesting things. I'm not saying she did, she's still alive. So we learned to cook at a very early age. Some of us do more with it than others, I think, but yeah, I love to cook. But I don't like to cook ordinary things. I like to mix things up and change things up and everything. And even some of the recipes that I learned from my mom, I change up and I do them a little bit differently and everything. So, so if you have kids, especially if you have small kids, one of the biggest favors you can do for those kids is teach them how to cook, honestly. Or teach them all the skills teach them life skills. They used to have, what did they call that in school? They used to have a course. They called it, I can't remember what it was, but they taught you that stuff in school. You know, that's not where you learn that stuff. You learn that stuff at home. Now, granted, some of you probably had parents that didn't know how to do any of that stuff yourself. Home economics, thank you, Jens. That's exactly right. Yeah, they had a course in school called Home Economics where they teach people how to do that, cook and stuff like that. But honestly, you know, you should learn that at home. If you know how to do that and you have kids, please, you know, teach them how to do that. Teach them how to tie their shoelaces and sew buttons on and all that fun stuff and everything, and you will help them out in life. My Val moment right there. So while those are simmering, I'm going to take a taste of this soup. Now that it's hot. It's okay if I spit in this or drop some in there because I'm the only one eating this. Like corn and beans. This is not quesadilla, that's for sure. You guys want to watch me burn my mouth? I need to go, have to get ready. Great stream, Val. Have a great week. You as well, Tom. And everybody remember, visit Tom's channel. Again, in an hour and 20 minutes. He's going to be doing some cooking live on his channel. But also subscribe to his channel if you have not done. So when he gets to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to have to watch him doing something disgusting. Not bad for canned soup. It's really cheesy. The vegetables are weird because it's not like really you'd find that in quesadilla. So I don't understand the concept behind that. It's, like I said, it's a little bit weird. I don't 100% understand that. But from a soup standpoint, it's not bad. There's a little bit of sour. I'm not sure why. There's a little bit of sourness to that. If I'm going to rate it, I'm going to say an unenthusiastic thumbs up. It's better than a lot of canned soups. It's not great, but it's better than a lot of canned soups. Unenthusiastic thumbs up on that. So there you go. I love cooking. No, cool it down. Yeah. Well, some people like to watch me. Like, I think it was what was it? The Tillamook. When we went to the Tillamook cheese factory, and I was eating stuff that was hot. Julie was filming, and she was across the table. And you can actually watch the camera shake where she was laughing because she said, I saw steam coming off that. I knew it was hot. I knew it was going to burn your mouth. And I didn't say anything. And I took a bite of it. And went, ha, ha, ha. And so she thought that was pretty funny. But all right, Tom, we'll see you in a little bit. Again, remember Tom's live stream starts in an hour and 20 minutes. So be there. It is Old Guy in Colorado. I'm going to say these are done. That's just what I'm going to say. Take them off the heat. I'm going to try one of those little buggers. I agree it doesn't look appetizing. This is not the first time I've had escargot, by the way. That's good. Sometimes if you cook them wrong, snails and things like that can be really chewy. This one's really good. Or if you undercook them, they're a little bit, almost mushy. That one's really good. Decent flavor. Not too off-putting, not too, whatever. Probably hot enough to kill anything that would kill us. So yeah, that's going to get a thumbs up. I like the garlic and butter flavor added to that as well. So yeah, those are really good. So thank you for the suggestion, John King. Corey H02 has just entered the room. Welcome, Corey. I think you just entered the room. Either that or you were here before and I didn't notice you. So I apologize. They seem very earthy when I had them. Yes. The first time I had escargot was in Montreal, Canada in 1980, I want to say 1986. It was a company I worked for where I did some traveling. I went to Montreal. I went to this restaurant and they basically the way they made them was they were sauteed in butter, but then they were topped with tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese. And they were really, really good. That was the first time I had them. So it's back like 86 or so. So everything's cooked. So now we're going to assemble this and we're going to move over to the table and we're just going to enjoy our meal for the last 15 minutes. So just bear with me while I prepare everything. Talking to you so you guys know that we haven't lost audio. So I'm going to put the soup in a bowl because that's where soup belongs, in a bowl. Not belong in a glass or on a plate. Good enough. Be right back. Back. And I think everything else we can assemble on the plate. Yes, we can. All right. So the thing that I keep not understanding how to pronounce, the chilorio. I'm going to put that on some tortillas. And these are white corn tortillas. This is the cool part where you get to watch me run around. Do two of these. Oh, here we go. Do two of these. All right, and let's do some snails. I'm going to eat like a king for a week now. Here's some snails. Let's get some greens. And again, oh, let me shut this off. That was probably annoying the crap out of you. We'll do some greens. This is like if somebody invited people from 8 different cultures over for dinner and asked them to bring a plate. This is kind of like what we're eating today. I'm gonna do some greens. Now let's get our alleged pasta. Maybe sitting there, it's changed. Maybe it's changed texture or something. I don't know. What am I forgetting? Am I boiled peanuts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6 things. What am I missing? I'm missing something. I don't know what it is. All right. I got my snails, got my greens, got my hearts of palm linguini, got our chilorio, and our boiled peanuts. Is that it? In fact, I had 6 things, I thought. What am I missing? Help me out. What am I missing? I like them in garlic white wine sauce. That's good too. All right, I'm just going to bring the peanuts to the table like this in this little bowl. And the other thing I'm going to do is I am going to, where's that? I'm in the refrigerator if you want the play-by-play. I have some curtido. And curtido is basically a topping for pupusas. It's Salvadoran. It is made with fermented shredded cabbage, carrots, and jalapenos. And so I think that would be a nice thing to go on those tortillas, or the tacos, or whatever you want to call it, we made there. I'll put some of that on the top. Actually, it looks really good. Can you guys still hear me? All right. We had a feast. We had a feast. One more thing. All right, now here's the tricky part. What I'm going to do now is I am going to move the PC that has the camera on top of it over the other side of the wall and assemble that so that we can see. Now, if something bad happens, I'll try to jump back on, so we'll see. Bear with me 1 second. Let's do this without destroying the joint. Oh my God, this might actually work. There we go. Let me move the power cord. I think we're good to go. There we go. Now Doodle wants to join us. I'm on the bench. He can come back and join us. Do we need more light? We're good. I can't do more light. So here's our feast. Here's our feast right here. So no more trivia questions. And we got, what do you got? 10 minutes left. So we're going to eat this now. And you know what? Hang on one second. So one of the things when you're eating greens, like collard greens, mixed greens, things like that, one of the things that some people put on it is hot sauce. We didn't really put hot sauce on anything else, but I have this hot sauce, which I got in Cartagena. So this is from, Cocodrillo and Llamas, which is crocodile in name. I'm not sure why. This is from Cartagena and is from La Cevicheria. So one of Claudia's people that she went to high school with has a restaurant in Cartagena, and we got this there. So I'm going to put this on the greens just because usually you'll put some sort of hot sauce on the greens. I'm going to go sparingly on that though, because this is, I think it's probably habanero based on the color. But you know, I don't want to kill it. Doodle, come on up here. Come on up. There you go. Doodle, the Prince of Dogness, everybody. Late, but better late than never, right? It's never too late. It's never too late, right, Doodle? Right, okay. All righty, so let's see. What are we going to start with? Everybody's still there, right? I see 11 people in the room. Just got kind of quiet out there, but we're back. Hi, Doodle. Doodle, I can't give you any of this. I just gave you a snack. That should hold you over, but I can't give you any of this. It has all kinds of stuff that you don't like. All right, John King, are you still there? Are you still there, John? Doodle is back. And the thing is, I'm sitting on a bench here, so now he can jump up. So he's missed, like when we do it in the office, he's missed the opportunity to sit up here and enjoy stuff with us. So now he's here, and he's going to want my attention for the rest of this, but we're going to have to kind of pace that a little bit. So what do you guys want me to start with? Here's what we got here. What do you guys want me to start with? I'll leave it up to you guys. First one to shout something out, we'll try. I'll leave it up to you guys. Dig in, Val. You know, that's helpful, Miguel, but what do you want me to try first? Greens. All right, there we go. So let's try the greens first. Those are good. Sometimes when they are pre-cooked, they add a lot of salt. They can be salty. And other times they need salt. This one's neither. Man, that hot sauce packs a punch. Again, really leafy and earthy. It tastes like a really earthy spinach. Slight little bit of a bite. That's exceptional. It's really good for something coming out of a can. And if you made these from scratch, they'd be much, much better. But for something coming out of a can, really, really good. So thumbs up on those. All right, what's next? Oh, where's the beer? Let me go get the beer. Doodle, don't touch anything. The beer. Thank you for reminding me. All right. Sip in between each one. What do you want me to try next? This is pick your food. Viewer's choice. Viewer's choice. What do you want me to try next? Yes, the tacos. Okay, the tacos. So again, we have our meat. This is our pork meat with cooked in a chili sauce. It's fried in pork fat and then cooked in a chili sauce. And I have the cotito on top of it, which is again shredded cabbage, carrots, and jalapeno. Really good. It's very similar to almost like a pork birria. Meat's really tender and shredded, but it's shredded really fine. What they do is they cook it until it breaks down, and then they fry it. That's really good. And again, this is something out of a can. It's really good stuff. There you go. Actually, is it French nobility? Well, with the escargot, it's French nobility. With this, it's Mexican nobility. With this, it's, I don't know what this is. That would be like Southern nobility. Also the peanuts. That's exceptional. That's really good. I'm really pleased that it's that good, especially the stuff coming out of a can. Take another bite of this. It was really good. Now, I imagine if you let this get cold, it's going to solidify again because of the pork fat. That's really good. Thumbs up on that. Let's do the peanuts next. This one's an easy one. And again, I'm not going to eat the whole thing. I'm going to open it and eat the nuts out of it. You have to be really careful because if you don't open it the right way, you're going to mash those nuts because they're soft. I can't think of a dish with peanuts cooked in it where they have that texture. There's a couple of big ones there. I don't know. It's hard to say. Does it taste like it would taste if you bought them off a stand at a convenience store on the highway? But I love boiled peanuts, and those are really good. One of the other things they do with peanuts, especially in the South, they fry them. They deep fry the peanuts in the shell, so you can eat it shell and all. I don't know. I don't think we did. Julie and I did an episode with peanuts in Virginia at a peanut farm. I think we did the boiled peanuts, and I think we did some other kind of peanuts, but I don't think we did the deep fried ones. But somehow I seem to remember that we had fried peanuts somewhere else. I think it was like when Julie, Allie, and I went on a trip, we bought some fried peanuts and we tried them, but I don't think they ended up in an episode. Those, thumbs up. Well, that's another southern thing, Eli, is peanuts and Coke. My first experience with that was, actually, it was weird because it was in Davis, California, and this company that I was working with, you know, with the food, this beer tastes better. There was a company that I was working with, and it was a printing company, and the editor had me come over to his house afterwards, and he put peanuts in Dr. Pepper, and I tried it. So it was like, it's kind of a weird thing. It's like, I don't know whether I should drink this or eat this, but you know, so to me, it's kind of a weird thing. But the peanuts, thumbs up. I mean, it's boiled peanuts. It's not going to be earth shattering or anything like that. So I'm just going to say just a regular thumbs up. We're going to go a little bit over because it's like 2:58 now, but not too much, I think. All right, let's try the pasta. And again, this was with that Val Vita habanero tomato sauce. And the pasta is, they're calling it linguini, but I think it's just by shape, but it's made from hearts of palm. So let's try this. No. I'm going to say having that sit a while. Oh, that sauce is hot. Having it sit a while in the sauce, resting a little bit, improves the texture. So the texture is not like hearts of palm. The texture is more like pasta. Not even al dente, sort of in between. So when you let it sit there, especially letting it sit there in the sauce, it improves. It improves that it's never ever going to taste like pasta. But it has a good flavor. It has a good texture and everything. I don't remember what I gave it before, but that one maybe is like an unenthusiastic thumbs up. It's still a thumbs up. Nice flavor, nice texture. It still tastes the hearts of palm. You're not going to taste the wheat or eggs or anything else that they would use to make pasta and everything, but still good. And it's going to get an unenthusiastic thumbs up. Let's do the escargot next. This is not, there's really not going to be anything different here because it's going to taste like it tasted when we had it on the stove. Really good. picture like soft shell clam. Have you ever had a soft shell clam like that they use for fried clams or for steamers? Picture that basic flavor, but maybe not as oceany, with a firmer texture and almost kind of a grassy taste. And then with the garlic and the butter and everything, even better. So that's a solid thumbs up. That's really, really good. Oh, Eli, you taking off? All right. Yeah, it was 3 o'clock, so you have an hour before Tom's stream. But if you're taking off, then we'll see you soon, and appreciate you joining us today. All right, and then we have the soup. So let's try the soup. This looks like a fine dinner. Something a little chewy, and oh, it's the corn. Not crazy about the texture of the corn in there. There's a piece of chicken there. Let's try it with a piece of chicken. This isn't bad for canned soup, but it doesn't taste like a homemade soup or a soup that you would get in a restaurant. It's not that quality. It's not as good as that. It's also really disappointing because there's no tortilla in there. And to call something quesadilla and not put tortillas in there, strips of tortilla in there, is ridiculous. I don't know why they would do that. I think that's just going to get a thumbs in the middle. Again, it's not terrible, but if you get even something similar to this in a restaurant, it's going to be much, much better. And I don't know why they call it quesadilla, because there's no tortilla in there. So yeah, thumbs in the middle. It's not terrible. It's not even bad. It's just okay. So thumbs there. So let's do this one thing. As long as we're here, you guys got a few more minutes. It's 3:02 right now. We've got a few minutes over. We're going to do this. So this is kind of what we would do normally. And we're just going to kind of do that here. So I'm going to add a little bit of everything to this taco. Get like that. Try to get some of this in it without getting so much of the soup, of the broth in there. Feel like a salsa, I guess. Well, I don't really have to mix it up because I'm going to take a bite of the taco, so it's going to mix up in my mouth. Let's put it that way. Add some beer. No, I never do that. So why would I do that now? All right, let's see. Let's get some of the boiled peanuts on there. Still feel like I'm missing something, and I have no idea what it is. So whatever it is, it's not important. Let's put this to one more of these. Back on this for the next week. There we go. Oh, almost there. There we go. All righty. So let's try this and see how this is. Got to kind of mash it down a little bit just to get everything in there. Everything blends well. I'm going to say it blends too well. Nothing stands out. So that sauce for the fake linguini, not as hot when you mix it with everything else. You miss that really good flavor of the pork. You do get the peanut flavor. You do get the greens flavor. You actually get the escargot flavor. Soup kind of disappears. It's not as good altogether as it is individually. But who would do this anyway? You know? There's nothing offensive. There's nothing that tastes like it doesn't belong in there. It actually blends pretty well. I'm going to give it an unenthusiastic thumbs up. It's good, but it takes away from from the flavors individually. So one of those. Yeah, It's really good. All these things are really good. Really impresses me because it's canned. And canned stuff is usually, it's okay. But really impresses me. So I invite you to try to do the same thing. Let's go out there. Like I said, I got a lot of the stuff at Walmart. I got some other stuff at Ralph's, which is a Kroger store. Then I went to Latin American grocery for like the sauce and stuff like that. But just go out there and try that. Just try a bunch of different things. You can do it like I did, which is, heat them up one at a time, try them individually, or, find something you can mix together. Let me know, you'll be able to leave a comment on this once this posts. Leave a comment on there and tell me what you've tried and how interesting it is. But yeah, give it a shot. Actually, everything in here was good. Not really good. Not everything was really good, but everything was good. So yeah, give it a try if you get a chance. I appreciate you guys spending time with us. Hopefully changing the time last week wasn't too problematic and everything, but we're back on a regular time. And we had a decent crowd in here today. Our regular group, and we had some new people, some people I didn't recognize and everything. So I want to thank you all for joining us today and making this part of your weekend. It's a beautiful day. I think I'm going to finish this. I'm going to take Doodle out for a while so we can enjoy the sunshine and the 70-degree weather, which is really, really nice. And it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I invite you to do that. I know that some of you, like on the East Coast and everything, it's already dark. But get out and enjoy the day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. You got tomorrow. Enjoy your weekend. And thank you for taking part of your weekend and spending it with us. Because, again, it's the high point of my week. I love when we do this. It's not even like I have to do this and I make money from this and everything. No, I do this because I love doing this and I love the camaraderie I have with you guys and your great community. I couldn't ask for anything more. And I love the interaction. You guys are great. And I thank you all for joining us. Remember that Tom's going to be live streaming in an hour, and he's going to be doing pot stickers and some other fun stuff. So check that out. Also check out the other, like Janice Yamanaka's channel. Check out the other people who have channels as well. If you know who they are, go to the main page on our YouTube channel, and down at the bottom it says featured channels. Go in there, and there's a whole list of featured channels. There's some new ones in there that are just starting out, and check those out because those are a lot of fun too. But check them out and show them some love and everything. So we will see you again probably 2 more times before Christmas. So maybe we'll do something a little bit more festive next week, but we will see you soon. And again, appreciate you for taking part of your weekend and spending it with us. So thank you so much. You know what? I left my keyboard in the other room. Hang on. All right, here we go. So that was anticlimactic, wasn't it? So thank you for joining us. Now all the there we go. So thank you for joining us, and hope to see you next week. In the meantime, it's crazy out there, so please be careful. Take care of yourselves, take care of others, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, everybody.